Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Connection with the Weekly Comic Book Roundup. We've made it through this week's Marvel books, Boom Studios book, and some of the DC books. Now I'm going to wrap things up with this week's Batman books, which, yeah, I know DC, but still. So kicking this off, we've got Batman vs. Robin, number 5. So where we left off at the end of Lazarus Planet, King Fireball, the son of the Devil Nezha, had been defeated, and seemingly Batman was safe, except that he was very clearly possessed by the Devil Nezha. So we get a quick recap, and yeah, Robin, Damian is once again the Devil Nezha's prisoner, though this time he's not being possessed by, he's not being influenced by Nezha, he's just been captured. So, but Nezha wants to know where King Fireball is, so, but Damian's okay, fine, you know what, I'll tell you. But, and Damian says because of Nezha, the Batcave is trashed, but he puts in some earbuds and then activates one of the various security measures. DEFCON 1 intruder alert cranked to 150 decibels. It's only been distracted for a little bit, but Robin hops on his motorcycle, gets out. However, Nezha jumps into one of the Batmobiles. And it's not the Batmobile in question being the one that Dick Grayson utilized when he was Batman, and Damian was his Robin. So Damian kind of sees it as being his Batmobile. Talia explains that Ned has been weakened, but has transferred himself fully into Batman. However, because of all the physical damage that Batman's body took, well, exercising the Devil Nezha will kill Batman. So, but Monkey Prince shows up. He apparently has something new he learned how to do, making little microclones that can be a decent distraction. But he can make clones of others. They're not going to have powers. But that's something that, and yeah, so. But Damian draws out, contacts some allies, the rest of the Bat family, Dick, Jason, Tim, as well as Barbara, Stephanie, and Cassandra. Turn on the signal, and Batman goes to answer it. Nezha. But he's got to deal with the Bat family. It's not exactly like, you know, and yeah, Nezha is able to defeat them fairly easily. Monkey Prince shows up, and he makes a whole bunch of mystical clones of Damian, and they all dogpile Nezha. But yeah, the mystical clones fade, and Pigsy finally shows up with Nezha's body, as well as Enchantress and Zatanna. And then there's the whole thing of, yeah, removing basically Nezha's essence is the only thing that's keeping Batman from dying. So, but decided yes, they're gonna they're gonna do it. They transfer the essence of Nezha into Nezha's body, and Batman's dead. But so Damien volunteers to have his own life energy transferred to his father, but Damien volunteered. But the Enchantress explains that Damien's life energy isn't enough. It's not just because of being. It's not just the life energy of a single person. It's also just all the injuries he's sustained. But they come up with a plan. Damien utilizes Oracle's network and gets is able to contact everyone in Gotham. He says, "Hey, look, Batman's dying. He needs basically an infusion of life energy. Not all of our life energy, but some from everyone. Hey, if you live in the city, you've been saved by him. He's affected your life, and he has been a net positive to your life, and so." But everyone in Gotham, comes out and it's like, we are Batman, and yeah, it ends up being enough. And Batman and Damian are reunited. Lazarus Island has been evacuated. It's a charred ruin. For the first time in centuries, there's no known Lazarus resident on Earth. Neither Nezha or King Fireball remain a threat, at least at the moment. And if they somehow someday arise, well, it's been proven they can be defeated. But despite everything, Damian is there's no more formidable team than Batman and Robin, and that is where the series ends. This is a pretty decent book overall series. I think mainly I feel like I don't know I still kind of feel like Lazarus Planet itself could have been not so much like in the way of one shots and whatnot, but whatever. Like I said, what's done is done. Also, I just want to say, I want to take a moment and just say I love this variant cover by Kelly Jones. I think the last time we saw a Kelly Jones cover, it was one of the DC vs. Vampires one shots, and it was an homage to a previous Kelly Jones cover, but still pretty cool. Otherwise, been a while since I've seen one. I remember Kelly Jones used to do a ton of Batman covers back in the '90s. In fact, I think I know that Batman 497, in which Bane breaks Batman's back, has a Kelly Jones cover. I'm not sure if there was. I think it was largely just kind of Kelly Jones did covers. There have been Batman books that Kelly Jones did the artwork for, but most notably it's the that would be the Batman Red Rain comics. So But anyway, moving on though to our next book, we've got Detective Comics number 1069. Nice. Where we left off, Batman had ended up in the apartment of Dr. Joy, though the doctor was not present. Her roommate, former patient, the Ten-Eyed Man, however, was. So while Batman's unconscious, Two-Face is there, and Ten-Eyed Man looks into Batman to see what he can see with his 10 eyes. Some interesting observations. Basically, noting that even the villain, Batman is actually needed even by the villains of Gotham. But Batman comes to, and Ten-Eyed Man is opposite to leave, and him and Two-Face have a chat with Two-Face saying, "Hey, look, I made a deal to get you out of but don't kind of you try and cross me again, try and separate out Harvey from Two-Face, and yeah, I'm gonna go after everyone you love, kill him slowly, make him suffer, and then I'm gonna take myself out and make sure to do it right." The Orgums are trying to find Batman, but well, it's almost like the city's protecting the city itself, not the people, but like the city itself seems to be protecting Batman. Jim Gordon is talking with Oracle, with Barbara. She's as Barbara, not Oracle, about bats, and when Batman shows up, the Organs are planning to try and are basically trying to figure out how to separate Batman from Gotham, coming up with various means of doing so. The Gotham police chief is talking with Commissioner Montoya and explaining that crime's down. Like day by day, it's been going down, and but Montoya's kind of like, yeah, I kind of feel like we're walking into the calm before a storm, and well, the chief's like, hey, you gotta recognize the good in this job, or maybe you won't have it that long. When Montoya asks if that's a threat, the chief says that it's a fact. Meanwhile, she briefly considers going out as a question, but opted said to talk to Eric Wells. At Bullock and Gordon Investigations, Gordon and Batman talk a bit, with Gordon kind of saying, "Hey, there's a point when you're going to give it all you can." But Batman says that when it comes to Gotham, he'll give all he can, and then once he realizes he's given all he can, he'll give some more. But and Gordon says he's worried, about all the things that Batman will have to give to keep going on. And of course, while Gordon's talking, Batman pulls the usual disappearing act, going out a window. But he gets in touch with Barbara, and there are lines underneath the city. And it's not just, the usual, it's there's things that are more noteworthy. And there's the fact that a whole bunch of, all these various substations have been attacked, including the one that Batman ran into Mr. Freeze at. They all are on these lines. But Batgirl, Cassandra, has been sent into the tunnels to see just what the Organs are doing. She finds out that a bunch of the strays and other quote unquote undesirables in the Organs' eyes are being imprisoned down there, One of the strays, Shoes, manages to get out of the cell, but that they're in, but the Orgham's guards fire on her. She takes a bullet to the leg. However, there's something else in the tunnels. Something that might actually help, or rather, someone. Someone who was born on a Monday. Yeah, that's right, Solomon Grundy. Our backup story, we focus on Dr. Mead, who was attempting to leave Gotham, but that didn't work out, and she's now in the clutches of Mr. Freeze, who is trying to refine his cryogenics treatment. Freeze has come to the conclusion that his wife Nora, who loved him before he put her in, he froze her, and when she was awakened, hated him. Clearly suffered from brain damage with it while frozen. So Freeze is conducting experiments to figure out how to prevent this. But some of the asthma parasites, so those that the organs have infected with the asthma are attacking him, including one attacking with a whole bunch of grenades. In all honesty, but Freeze uses his freeze gun to basically freeze the explosion. But Dr. Mead tries to talk to Freeze, but the plan is she is now the subject of his the test subject for his experiments. As she's freezing, however, he appears to her. Initially in the form of a song, but the song has a form. That form is called Earworm. That is where the issue ends. All right. To be fair, I've had some slight problems with this run. It's more just a lot of it it has a disjointed feel. I get that's what Ram V is going for, but it's starting to finally feel less disjointed, more coherent. So, it's the kind of thing where even before there are interesting concepts, but they're not clicking for me at the moment. Now they're beginning to click, and so yeah. This is definitely one of the better Detective Comics runs in a while. So yeah. Moving on though, we've got Tim Drake Robin number 6. Where we left off, the villain behind Tim Drake's most recent troubles has revealed himself, calling himself Moriarty, and explaining he wishes the Tim Drake Robin, to be basically the Sherlock to his Moriarty. And he's got Bernard held captive. But they fight, and as shown throughout the story, Moriarty appears to have shapeshifting abilities. Apparently, he's into alchemy. It's not a clay facing. It's an alchemy. It's a alchemy type thing. So. But Robin fights Moriarty, who's taken the form of Batman. And eventually, Robin is able to defeat Moriarty, pulling off the mask the Batman mask he's crafted, and some of his allies show up as there is a bomb on one of the boats. So they have to figure out which one. Moriarty gets a second wind, but once again, but he is defeated and falls into the harbor. Tim manages to find Bernard and the bomb, disarms the bomb at the last second, and well, Moriarty seems to be gone, though with the clay being explained that so apparently I was mistaken. It's not that there's he got some of his clay-based substance illegally, and Moriarty, with his alchemical knowledge and the living clay, well, was able to turn himself into a something similar to Clayface. The harbor's checked, though. No trace of Moriarty. Didn't wash up anywhere. Probably dead. Tim asks Bernard if they're boyfriends, and Bernard simply states that that's what he's calling us, and they share a kiss. And the issue ends with Robin standing atop a building with I don't remember the name of the other Bat acolyte there with it. It's in the area too, but they're in costume on a rooftop, doing the whole yes, we're looking for trouble, and that is where the issue ends. This is not a miniseries. This is still ongoing. The next issue is teased. So some things. We're 6 issues in. I've stated this before. I don't like Riley Rosmo in the book. Their style just doesn't click for me. At least not for Robin. The Tim Drake Robin book. The story feels like it should have a more I don't know how to put this, but an art style that is more, I don't know, I don't want to say traditional, but at least that is more traditional when it comes to superhero comics. Riley Rossmo, their artwork was perfect, I thought, on Harley Quinn. The style, Rosmo's style really, in my opinion, seemed to mesh well with Harley's Crazy. So, and it doesn't mesh as well with Tim, to me. Perhaps it'll grow on me. We'll see. Moving on, though, to our next book, we've got Harley Quinn, number 27. Where we left off, the Harley Who Laughs was had seemingly fallen into Harley, the trap that laid by the Harleys, the multiversal Harleys. But, well, there was one little wrinkle. Harley Who Laughs had a hostage, Ivy. And so, we get some descriptions of various of how various types of tales we've gotten in the series so far: comedy, tragedy, romance, adventure, misadventure, and of course, mystery. All of the captive Harleys claim that the Ivy that Harley Who Laughs has is their Ivy. There are a few that say, no, that was not mine. I think like Merwoman Harley is among the few that say, no, not mine. But so Harley opts to talk. And also employs a a classic Deadpool bit and pauses things, stating that they're way past the point of no return on ridiculous, so time to lean in. But there's a backup is found of the multiversal device, and Harley Who Laughs, and Old Woman Harley go through it to the Harley Who Laughs home dimension. They fight through a bunch of Joker thugs, interrogate one of them to find out where the Harley Who Laughs, the Ivy Who Laughs, I guess, is, and so they go to rescue her. We don't actually see anything going through the building she's in. Well, the Harley Who Laughs goes into a room and has to fight one last Joker monster. Does so and is reunited with her Ivy. Harley and Old Woman Harley are kind of just like, Harley's like, yeah, it would be nice. It might be kind of interesting to watch this, but, maybe you should give them their privacy. Old Woman Harley's considering offering to join in, but, yeah. So, all the multiversal Harleys head back to their dimensions, and apparently agree to keep in touch somehow, and, visit, and, yeah. And talking with Kevin, Harley says she realized something. Her home is a person, Ivy, and the issue ends with the Merlin Harley jumping, kind of doing leaps from Gotham Bay out and back into Gotham Bay, while Zaz is still tied to a chair, wondering if someone will ever untie him. And that is, like I said, that's where the issue ends. Fun arc. I think, as I recall, this is let's see, let's get a name here. Stephanie Phillips' last issue on Harley. The issue coming out at the end of this month will actually be Tini Howard's first issue on the book. So, yeah, overall, Phillips' run was good. The tie-ins to other events, namely to Fear State, I felt worked with it. There's the only issue there would be kind of just working out how the Harley tie-ins and Catwoman tie-ins to Fear State mesh together. It's weird. It's like, to some degree, it feels like the Harley tie-ins going to take place after the Catwoman tie-ins. Sometimes it feels like it kind of all goes. It would be a kind of a back and forth between the two, but not. So, moving on though to our next book, we've got Punchline, the Gotham game, number 5. Where we left off, Punchline had crashed a meeting of the 5 families. However, they were prepared for this, and they sent enforcers to Port Royal, where the Royal Flush Gang and Punchline have been hiding out. And they've basically been, those enforcers have been kind of, shooting their way through the building. Meanwhile, Bluebird's brother has been taken prisoner by one of the Royal Flush Gang recruits, and Bluebird is on her way to rescue her brother. So, first off, we've got Assistant DA Ventura Fremont going through the remains of the Ace Chemicals building in Alleytown. And more it just feels like she can't buy into the idea that what Selena Kyle has sworn, the sworn testimony of Selena Kyle, is entirely factual. Though quite possibly from a, Catwoman didn't know. But the idea is that maybe none of the safety precautions were even turned on. But there's an explosion also at the meeting place. Yeah, the Royal Flush Gang five families fight is yeah, it's in full force. Meanwhile, the one of the Royal Flush Gangers has been shot up. He's not quite dead though. Activates a contingency plan with the password Ace is High. Basically, making for a bunch of Ace androids. But Nightwing and Bluebird show up, knock out Bluebird's brother's ex-boyfriend, and save him. Bluebird and her brother are reunited, but Punchline's not happy that Ace is High because the 1-0 activated Ace is High, and it would seem that the Royal Flush Gang's nanobots are no longer working. But the Ace robots are dealing with the unfortunates of the families fairly easily. Well, I say robots. There appears to be one, but more show up, with some even showing up at the construction site where the meeting was happening, and backing up the rest of the Royal Flush Gang. Nightwing, Bluebird, and Nightwing's brother manage to escape. Well, during their escape, though, they run into Ace, one of the Aces, and, well, Nightwing's a little cocky. Yeah, classic Ace the android, but it's more nanotech based, and, yeah. Nightwing kind of gets his ass beat, but, Bluebird has a nanobot disruptor field, and Nightwing is freed that way. Some comments are made about Nightwing being basically just ported to his costume, which, well, yeah. As the Royal Flush Gang makes ready to escape, Punchline jumps to join them and is shot, falling into one of the alleys of Alleytown, with the Royal Flush Gang saying, "Yeah, it sucks that we have to leave her, but you know that's what she do for us." So, a vagabond comes upon Punchline and reveals himself to be none other than, well, the Clown Prince of Crime himself. Shocked at the things people throw away these days. And that is where the issue ends. We got one more issue left in the miniseries. I'm enjoying this book so far. I like the way it tied in with the last few issues of Catwoman. I think that was a good idea. As I recall, I think, yeah, T. Howard's writing Gotham game as well. So, but anyway, moving on to our last book for the week, we've got Riddler, Year 1, Number 3. Continuing the origin story of the version of the Riddler from last year's The Batman. So, where we left off, Edward Enigma had discovered some things that didn't add up, and well, compiled it all, and apparently he's turning it into the police department. It was for the commissioner, but saying it's evidence. But apparently he's told he can't just leave stuff there, and so. But he continues on with his job. His boss, whom he now knows is involved in various criminal enterprises, is telling him to keep an eye on the Wayne accounts. But eventually, Edward gets in touch with the daughter of the man he saw killed, and she's kind of like, yeah, don't contact me again. If they find out that you have, they'll kill me. But little by little, Enigma begins working through his plan. Sees hallucinates Batman in various places, but he once again contacts the daughter of the man he saw killed, and this time they discuss more. And he's able to get some information, but not much because he doesn't know much. So, but he notices a lot of that the what was it called? The big construction project in town is basically just become a means of a money a means of allowing organized crime to launder money. Enigma states he tells his boss he did find something in the Wayne accounts and passes it along. Well, he continues to get more push more information and also starts to seemingly begin his develop his online community. And of course, also beginning his descent further into renewal. That was it. Further advanced and discovers just how corrupt renewal has truly become. It's just kind of a good way to make for money to suddenly become all clean. But just get just that he's started to get more and more of the information and putting it all down together, and that is where the issue ends. This series has been interesting so far. Riddler is admittedly one of those characters that's you either have to go for something completely new or try something or try to make the classic version work, because it doesn't necessarily work too well. It's usually a case of you have to try something new but bring in little bits of the classic. But anyway, that's going to do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.